Wham! Bam! Credence just a slam, it's Mami Tomoe from Puella Magi, Madoka Magica. Mami is the third major release in the Madoka line of Figmas, not counting Madoka and Hamura's schoolgirl exclusives, and wow! What can I say, apart from, look at those huge memories, man! I'm kinda used to flat-chested schoolgirls, so I guess it's time to break the mold a little. So, let's dive into this veritable treasure trove and hope we don't lose our heads in the process. Oh god. Well, you know how I used the word spoiled before? Yeah, screw that. This is spoiled. First impressions, blown out of the water. I already knew what I was getting into from all the promo shots and everything, but this is kind of ridiculous. Right off the bat, even Charlotte, the little witch, has a degree of articulation in her arms, and a stand as well. I didn't see that coming. Mami's design is so richly pleasing. It's really simple, but it works to an emphatic degree. There are a few corners cut in terms of the guns, which have a few quality control issues, but really, we're not getting one, but 6 here. I feel I should definitely mention how horrible Max Factory have screwed up in the past before with breasts. I mean, come on. The first things that spring to mind are the Evangelion Figmas. There is no such quality here. We get breasts, and we get them filled out, and they're not hollow messes like they were before. Great job. There are a few sloppy paint apps here and there, but for the most part, the entire figure looks great. So like I said, we are spoiled on accessories. We get 7 extra hands, of which I think 5 are used for grabbing things, which is really nice. We get 2 heads, one slightly tearful, and one cheeky wink. We get 6 muskets, and each comes with their own little stand, little triangular piece of plastic here. And the musket slots in right at the top there, tiny little slot for it to go in. When I talk about quality and sloppy paint apps, here's where they show up. This is probably the worst looking gun of the 6. It doesn't exactly look awful, but then again, doesn't really look great. The stands are a little flimsy, not enough to fall over at the slightest breeze, but really don't expect them to be sturdy. And then we get Charlotte, who has her own little stand, and has 3 points of articulation in the neck, and both arms. It's not incredible, but it's way more than I expected. I just thought she'd be like a little static model, so that kind of really pleases me. So let's take her off the stand and have a look at that. And finally, we get a little replacement flowery gem for Mami's headgear. The berry type hat that Mami wears is connected to the flower gem thing, so the alternate makes sense because there's only one point of entry to her hair, which is here. Also, on other figures like Minabe Nodoka, the hats can be kind of tricky to position so that they stay on, so I guess it's a bit better that they're joined. It's kind of nice. In terms of articulation, Mami is just as normal as most figures. Her heaving chest doesn't manage to get in the way as much as I thought it would. And not only that, but her pivot is expertly done around her chest. She doesn't sport a waist joint though, so she becomes quite limited in a few action shots. Her little hat comes on and off nicely, but the main gripe here is with the 2 hands that she's currently using. They have no articulation in the wrist. So the only poses she can do have to be fully extended. No relaxing. Then again, when your finger's on the trigger, can you really afford to have a pivot in your wrist? It's one to think about. I really like this pose that Mami's got going on here. She's lining up her shot and everything. There's only one problem, And that's that she's lining up her shot with her blind eye. Now, truthfully, I could just exchange the face and have both of her eyes open, but this looks really cool, and I don't want to change it. But because she's right-handed, and because Max Factory only included one left hand to hold the musket steady while she fires with her right hand, she will be forever doomed to have her wrong eye closed while lining up her shot. I think it's kind of a shame, because I love this pose. I got her pointed at Charlotte, but it just looks wrong, and there's no way to correct it. Oh well. Overall, Mami Tomoe walks away with a lot of swag, both in terms of accessories and style. She looks fabulous. She has a great design, she has an arsenal of weapons, she has a cute little witch to go with her, and she just manages to steal the show. She's incredibly worth it. So incredibly worth it. L'Oreal worth it. And you'll probably find people buying her multiple times just for the amount of muskets they can muster. If Homura had come with multiples of weapons, she would probably be the only Figma more than worth the cost over Mami. If you like this series, you just have to love this Figma. It's probably one of the best. For more figure reviews, check out Shurelily.com, and stay tuned for more figure reviews in the future.